What's going on YouTube? It's so back with another class setup video. Today we're going to be going over the H5 Blixen, and we're also going to be doing a commentary, not live commentary, but commentary over this gameplay that I got with the H5 Blixen, kind of showing it off. I don't usually do commentaries, but I'm going to try to switch it up and kind of just get better at it. You can't get better at it unless you're, actively doing it and practicing. Maybe I'll get to the point where I can do live commentaries, but I'm not that good yet. Like, I've tried to do live commentaries, and I just go quiet because I'm trying to focus on the gameplay, and I can't maintain a story or anything like that. So, but the H5 Blixen. All right, so the H5 Blixen. My centering is so off, by the way. If I get my centering off, like you'll see in this gameplay, I missed multiple throwing knives. But nice little landing, cleanup. Living quarters. Living quarters is kind of the spot that I go to. Got like 5 kills off the rip, which is always a good, decent start. Anywhere from 5 to 10 kills off the start is great. Give this guy a little run around. Come on, buddy, you can't let me do that to you. You just can't let me do that to you. And unfortunately, I cut this part out, but I did get killed right there. I got shot from headquarters. I'm just really trying. Contact. By the way, if you don't have a tempered class ready to go, that's easily accessible. Ever since they updated it, where it resets every single time you get the loadout, just having tempered class on my second position has been very, very helpful. For cases like that, when you're playing Rebirth, a lot of times you have people camping your loadout. And that happens to me all the time. Or somebody sees you landing like that you did right there, and they try to push you because they expect an easy free kill. If they get a couple shots on you, you land with 2 plates. They get a couple shots on you, they usually get rid of all your plates. But tempered gives you all your platage back, and if you pop a stim just to get your health back up in case it went down, it helps you stay in the gunfight longer, as well as give you a mobility boost. It's kind of like a common tactic, but just in case you don't have it readily available and you're not using this strat, highly recommend. But I don't usually fight in prisons too often, but my loadout was there because my teammates got it, and so I just started cleaning up these guys. I realized that there was a couple teams here, and I just decided to stay there. They didn't really put up too much of a fight, so I tried to farm them as much as I could. And at this point, I'm just vibing. I'm not really thinking too much of this gameplay. I'm just like, decent gameplay, but I wasn't expecting anything too crazy to come out of it. But alright, so let's talk about the H5 Blixen. The H5 Blixen was initially nerfed, and the class setup that we were using, I think I posted a video on it, the class setup, or I may not have, I actually don't remember. But the class setup that we were using just wasn't hitting the same. I was personally losing gunfights to guns that weren't on paper as good as the H5 Blixen, and it was gunfights that the H4 prior to the nerf would have won. So I was trying to decide whether I wanted to use the H4 or find another main SMG to run. And I came across this class setup which focused less on mobility and more on strafe speed. Now, if you don't know what strafe speed is, see right here, I'm aiming down sight and I move to my side. Strafe speed is when you're aiming down sight and you move left and right. And so since the H5 Blixen doesn't have as much damage as it used to, moving left and right while you're in a gunfight, make them miss a couple shots and hit your shots at the same time, actually balances out the lack of damage that the H4 has now. It still hits really hard. It's probably one of the hardest hitting guns, but it's just not hitting as hard as it used to. And so you see here, I'm just cleaning these guys up with my H4, no AR on my back, just my SMG in my hand, cleaning them up. At this point I have 13, and I'm like, okay, this is decent, and I want to keep farming the same team because they keep landing. I think they have their loadout somewhere around me, but I'm just hearing footsteps all over, and I can't tell if they're below me or above me because footsteps, right? Probably should have lost this encounter, but I just got a lucky slide cancel and they moved to the right spot. And right here my teammate wipes the team that I was farming, which is a little unfortunate, so I had to rotate. But I see a bunch of people on control. And control is one of those places that I'm pretty familiar with, so I wasn't too worried. And I see a ton of pings. Now I'm really trying to pick up the pace right here. I'm just like, you know, I got a couple kills. There's a ton of people right here. I'm trying to clean up as much as possible. But I only have an SMG, and one of the things I will mention about this gun is the accuracy is not anywhere near where it used to be. The H4 used to be a really easy gun to use, ton of mobility, ton of damage, and it really didn't move when you shot the gun. But now there's noticeable recoil, specifically horizontal recoil with this class setup. That was a great, like, I just saw him last second, pre-fired him. But there's a ton of horizontal recoil on the gun, and there's a lot more visual recoil. So these guys are just feeding me at this point. So if you're somebody that struggles with controlling your recoil, I would highly recommend switching out some of the attachments for, I'm just looking at the gameplay, switching out some of the attachments for something that focuses more on recoil control and accuracy. Yeah, so at this point I have 20, and I see that there's only 14 people up right now, which plus my team, that means there's 9 people. My team just took one of my kills. There's 9 people up, but there's 14. That 4x4 is 16, so I'm like, okay, maybe everybody comes back and I'm able to get 10 kills. But I noticed that a lot of people are stronghold. Now, I don't really mind fighting stronghold. It's just really, really slow, just because of how many different places you can get shot from. Nice pre-fire right here. And I grab one last UAV, I believe, before I push stronghold. Yep. And it's just a really slow fight. I don't enjoy it at all. It's just very, very ratty. You'll notice right here I see a ton of pings. It looks like there's 2 different teams, but if I shoot one person, I'll expose myself and be able to get shot from the tower or the roof, or even some people below if I overextend myself. So I think that's actually what happens here. I go for one person and get beamed by different angles. Yep. So it's a really, really slow fight, and when you're on trying to get a 30, it's you don't want a slow fight. You want to pick people off before the resurgence timer closes, like it does here, and just farm as many people as you can. But unfortunately, the resurgence timer closed, and there's only 6 people alive. Now a couple people should come back, but because I'm in stronghold, because I'm fighting this team, because the fight's really slow, I don't imagine I'll be able to get the 30 at this point. Yeah, I think I have to kill every single person and let some people come back. So at this point I'm just like, okay, 30 is out of the question, so let me just clean up as much as I can. And I really wanted to wipe this team just because I like wiping teams that can't stronghold. It's like, you've been there all game, and the first person that you're fighting, probably not the first person, but just not rewarding them for camping the entire game, you know? Right here is the last 2 people. I know for sure I'm not gonna get the 30. I kind of choked it, but at the same time, I definitely choked this kill. I mean, it was just unfortunate where everybody was on the map, but it's all good. And my teammate cleans up, and that's it. 26, should have been 27, should have been 30, but it is what it is. So this is a class that I was using in the video. This H4 class focuses again on strafe speed, as well as a little bit on mobility. Try it out. If you struggle with the recoil control and it feels like it's very jumpy in your hands, switch out some attachments that give you some accuracy and recoil control. But this is the one I was running with. But this is for the people that really enjoy the H4 and wanted to continue using it, but didn't really know the right class or attachment to use after all the nerfs that they did to the weapon. So try it out, let me know what you think, and that's pretty much it. See you on the next one. Peace.